just confirmed a major activation over the next 72 hours. This activation is officially out on the website of UAF Alaska Fairbanks HAARP. You can see November 2025 transmission. This will go from the 17th. It started yesterday. I was a little late. I apologize about that, but nobody else is talking about this. It's going to go to the 22nd. And this right here, you can see this green area. And that's because people started to see stuff just last night in Alaska Fairbanks with auroras. We ain't having a solar storm anymore. This is not the common auroras that we're seeing now that's showing up in the atmospheres. And this is going to travel, this frequency energy. We're going to say how it's going to affect you, where it's going to travel, what frequencies between the days these are going to be happening. We're going to get into all that different details. And remember, we just got hit with a big, massive solar storm, and Alaska news source was saying that this was uncommon for us to see these auroras. Well, now we're going to go into a little deeper uncommon field as strange things starting to see pop up across the skies. And maybe you're starting to see that and let us know, and you're starting to feel even more effects. And that's because we have entered a second phase now where we're going to be going through this. Each day, we're going to get all your comments and see what's going on with you. What is the strange sky disturbances you're seeing right now? Drop it in the chat. Are you already feeling kind of agitated or weird in a certain type of way? Even myself, I was the other day. But let's go into this report. November 14th, they came out with it officially. The document from HAARP Program Office, Notice of Transmission. HAARP will be conducting campaign research operating specific. In the table below, frequencies vary, but all HAARP transmissions will be between 2.75 MHz and 10 MHz. Actual transmit days and times are highly variable based on real-time ionospheric and geomagnetic conditions. So they're saying it's subject to change, meaning that there could be stuff happening that's not 100% known to us. But we do know over the next course of days, you're going to get an intensive amount of energy coming in. What can we do about that? We'll talk about that here. Woodland, California last week just experienced a big whistling from the sky for a long time. Then a boom explosion in the Bay Area. The child of Yah says in the chat. That's interesting there. So people are experiencing that. Now let's go deeper into what we're actually going to be going into as these situations start to occur. Because your animals are going to start acting up too. You're going to see birds probably start to act a little bit weird. They got the ionogram showing everything. You're going to see some weird sky anomalies over the next few days. But we got exactly what's going to be taking place. So let's talk about that and get you into the situation at hand. So let's go down here. If you look at the bottom, the 17th has passed already. But now let's look at the 18th. This is currently today. The experiment is at 4.29, 525, and 5.8 frequency. These are all in the low frequency range. And November 19th, same thing, 4.3, and they go up to 9.6. It gets a little higher there. November 20th, around the same thing. So what are we going to be experiencing is the big question. This is going all the way to November 20, pretty much the 22nd, there we go. But what are we going to be experiencing? Let's look deeper into this, and we're going to give you more information about that because this is important here. This is going to be happening to you. You're going to be feeling this. Now, if we look into the effects of low frequency, what you can expect, probably you're feeling this right now, is melatonin levels are going to have effects on you. You might not be able to sleep. The cortisol could spike. Rhythms of the circadian system can start to have different feelings inside, neurological disturbances in the behavior. How many of you have already feeling that right now? I'm seeing in the chat that some people are saying that the timing with the geomagnetic storms in 3-Eye Atlas, I know, right? So the big question is, why now? And to me, I seen all this energy coming in, and I was like, well, I guess this would be a perfect time for them to do this right now, as we've just experienced these situations in our bodies. And now it's like, let's go into the second phase of this and let's experiment a little bit more. And yeah, they can make artificial auroras. They can. They've already confirmed that. So nothing I'm saying is a conspiracy. Nothing I'm saying is like the guy just sitting on top of a roof somewhere screaming it's the end of the world. This is a confirmed situation here, and we got to go deeper into it. Let's read a little bit more to you for the people that's just tuning in. We didn't get to some parts here. Official document. Don't know why the screen is black there. Let's go into this one. Campaign is being conducted in support, and here's the people who's doing it. University of Alaska, the Aerospace Corporation. These aerospace corporations, let me back up really quick. These aerospace corporations are the same ones that use these craft in the atmosphere as well. The same craft that can, either disappear, reappear. They can use the project, beam. These corporations are involved with this, and it happens to be that Johns Hopkins, who just showed us the solar disaster situation and came out with the Carrington event 2.0, they believe is going to happen. They're involved with this as well. So we got to take notice of that. The University of Florida, Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory, Colorado University Aeronautical Naval Research Laboratory is involved too. The National Science Foundation. And the scientific goals of these experiments includes the study effects of the ionosphere condition on high-frequency radio wave propagation generation, the propagation of extremely low and very low frequency. This campaign will introduce Rayleigh LiDAR system as a new diagnostic tool for measuring temperature and density at an altitude of 11-85 kilometers. So we're talking about in the upper spots of the atmosphere where their heating is going to heat and then it transfers. So even though you see this on the map where this is the specific location, it's going to transfer and it's going to go across different regions of the United States to Canada. It could be all the way into just different areas of literally Japan. So we're going to be seeing this, and you're not away from it if you're on the East Coast either, because this goes way up into the atmosphere and then it just heats it right across there. My ears were ringing so bad the other night. People say, yeah, subscribe if you want to know what's going on. You're new tuning in. You're like, oh, shoot, I didn't know anything about this. Nobody's telling me about this. Of course they're not, because we go and do our own independent research. We investigate with the people, and then we find different details from you. So you help a lot of people over the next course of days. Get the clips in, sjackson2447@gmail.com. Whatever you see. I had specific things down that I need you to know. And people saying their ears are ringing right now. I'm going to help y'all out here in just a second. Give me sky anomalies, strange rumbling noises, compass or device interference. Let me know if that's happening. We had that during the solar storm. And people had energy, free energy power was on. It's because we have energy all in the atmosphere as we speak. That's the reason we shouldn't be paying power bills, because it's all in the ethers. But as soon as the storms start coming in, you need to notice something. If you have solar energy, solar grids, whatever, you're going to get more transmission power probably coming in than you've gotten a long time. So if you store energy, that's going to be important. Geomagnetic disturbances and unusual lights or atmospheric flashes. I need you to comment that here in the comment section if any of you start to see that, and we need the clips. Somebody says, I love the channel. Definitely. Okay, so here's what we got to get into. We're not done giving you all the information. I hope this one comes up because it was blacked out. All right, so this is the real-time situation we're dealing with. So it's going to get intense tomorrow on the 19th. It's going up to 9.6. There are certain things we can do about these experiments for the human body, and we're going to get into that here in just a second. But make sure you like this stream. Make sure you share this stream. Make sure the world knows. More people know about it. You're helping out people all across the world, people from Canada, UK, people from all the way in France are thanking everybody here on this channel because we're connected in a way that a lot of people are not. So let's go back into this really quick. We're going to be experiencing, which people are already experiencing this right now, possibly carcinogenic to humans by the International Agency of Research and neurohormone situation. So if you feel hormonally imbalanced, these are all the things that are going to potentially affect you over these coming days. And if you're just tuning in, this is from the 17th to the 22nd. Great timing, right, everybody? And a lot of you were saying that, well, everything that was going on, you were speculating last week that this was already happening. Well, we've confirmed this week that it's happened. How could you confirm this? How could you go and look for yourself right after this is over? Well, you just type in University of Alaska Fairbanks transmission notice. Once you tap that in, you're going to see November 2025, and you're going to find every date on there. So if you wanted to go and print that yourself, go ahead and get that. Kim says, not sleeping, get up at 2:30 every night for months now. Wow. Did I mention the pain is way worse than usual? This is too much back-to-back energy. JW, are you on any other social media platforms? I am here. Not really on X. I'm on there too. Let's go into what we can do about the situation, because I've already got my pods and I've started to put them in different locations next to Wi-Fi. And this is just shungite that's from Russia here. And this is going to be some of the most potent shungite. And this is for the situation we're going to be dealing with here. So the Navy engineer who built this is right here. You see him right there on the left-hand side with his wife. They've come on the channel before, but now we have where they put out the PET pendants for orgone energy. And this is the calming effect that you get from this. Is just certain elements with the copper and everything else that's pretty much together here that helps you get that relief you need. And in certain frequencies, they have these pendants right here. You can see we also have the headset protectors. You can protect your ears, which is highly important for people who are saying their ears are ringing. Now let's go into some confirmed fact about this. The orgone energy field preserves the life force of the blood and slows down the rate of decay, making you feel better, giving you more energy and slowing the aging process as shown by the Reich blood test, done by HAARP Lab Institute of Orgonomy. So yes, this is a thing here where not only that, I put it in the corners. It's also been shown by the water, the molecules on a molecular level, the frequencies is transforming the energy in the air. So if that energy is coming in, it's transforming that into better energy so that it's not the dirty energy. The dirty energy is the frequencies that are shooting that affects you in the worst way. So if you were to get this and then you had a dependent right there, and you place it in multiple locations, and one by the water also is shown to preserve shelf life of food because frequencies lower that, and then have it right by the water. That's another thing, is shown that the molecules of that change. And if you're looking for that, you're like, well, okay, well, how do I get to that? I'm going to drop the link here in the live chat for you. By RF Shield and made by Navy engineer. Oh, the next course of days, even underneath the pillow, I'll sleep with this underneath the pillow. And I've had this for a couple of years. And honestly, I don't care what anybody say, this has worked for me. Because I remember at one point I was by these like towers or something like that, and then I would get way better sleep because I remember I used to get that jerking motion coming out of my sleep. But then when I put that on the pillow, it's totally changed for me. So you can go there on the link. You can see more about what it does if you want to know a little deeper. Click the link in the live chat. It'll be after the video is over. But I feel like over the next course of days, if we really just key in on getting our spiritual energy together, praying and having all these deposits and independence for the animals is going to be very important. Here's what's really happening here. Lower frequency transmissions at times are best harmonic of the local ionosphere gyro frequency. What they're talking about is the radio ham operators are going to be recording this. So I'm going to come back with you, and then we're going to see what happened on that day. We're going to see how this spike hit, because you can report on all these events, but in order for us to really see how it hit, where it hit, and what was the spike time. So if you had a specific time where you was like, all right, around this period, I felt like something happened, I'm going to be looking at that. And you need to look at the timing this is going to be hit. So it's UTC. So look at the time on here, everybody, to make sure you can prepare for it. So you can be like, all right, I'm buying my stuff. I got all this ready. Maybe it comes in 2 days, but it's going to be happening up to 4 days. And then you're like, all right, I'm putting my Mylar on around this time. I'm getting my dogs ready around this time. So check it out. It says date UTC, and it has 0:30 to 5:30. So it's like telling you like military time, and you can just go put that in Google. You can find out what time it is based on your time zone. Therefore, we could be less effective, because what is this really about? It's not just about the body, it's about the spirit. And they need us spirits to weaken for some reason. And that's the big thing here. The stronger we are mentally, spiritually, and people, they're about to get rowdy. So prepare for that. You're going to go out there and there's going to be rowdiness. I kind of felt it on myself the other day. And I was like, nah, calm down. You need to stop. It's like you could just be driving around. Like, and the thing is, you really have to keep saying that to yourself. Now, calm down, relax. This is something happening right now. I know it's happening. I'm not going to let this get to me. I'm not going to let this be an issue. Take the deep breath, but don't be in so much resistance with it, because the more you keep saying, I'm not, you kind of get it. So just inside of yourself, just release it, just be calm, be in the moment, just be aware of yourself. This is going to be very important. Somebody says, I'm full of static electricity. That's not good. So my big thing for sleep at night, like I said, I just do the blueberries. I do the sweet potatoes. It depends on where you get yours from. People talk about how it's stuff inside of them. Yeah, stuff is in everything. Good luck. Pray over it and make sure you don't just go and get the most toxic version of whatever you're getting. That's all I can say. So in the chat, the ARP shielding link is there. Buy that made from Navy Engineer. Is going to be very important. We'll have more updates coming for you. Click that link to get more information and stay subscribed. Stay tuned. I'm the only one recording this right now.